Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com, coming to you from the Mike Shannon studio deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex to bring you today's Deep 4. That's right, we're going to do a little Masters at the end, call it the Deep 4 today, all right? And don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe. We're just 2 away as we sit at $39.98 as I go to press here. So if you haven't subscribed yet, give us that little, click that button. It's just a click. Just a click with the mouse, and there you go. You hit the bell once you click, and then you'll be notified every time we put up a video. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and let us know what you're playing today. Tell me in the comment section if you're tailing the Deep-3, if you're fading the Deep-3, who you like in the Masters, who you got. And of course, the NHL playoffs keep rolling, so let us know who you've got on the frozen ponds as well. And maybe you even got a little, European soccer. Maybe you're tailing some C-dub picks. So let us know if you're down on the footy. And of course, don't forget to check out winnersandwhiners.com and statsalt.com. Kind of the straw that stirs the drink around here and makes all of this possible. So please head on over and check out those 2 sites as you get deep dives into every contest going on in America every single day. If you can bet on it, you can bet we're writing about it over at Winners and Whiners and statsalt.com. All right, quick recap of yesterday's action. Went 2-1 on the Deep-3 as we started off poorly with the Cleveland Indians being absolutely handcuffed by Matthew Boyd. Never could get it going as they put up just 1 run against Boyd and the Detroit Pen. Meanwhile, Trevor Bauer, you could tell that we were backing him because after giving up just 1 hit in 14 innings and 4 runs through his first 20, in his last 28 innings, of course he gives up 4 runs in 5 innings here today, or yesterday rather. So that was more than enough to take care of business against the Indians, as it was a cold day with the wind blowing in. But the good news is it got better, as in Kansas City it was a warm day with the wind blowing out, and that once again spelled the over, as the Seattle Mariners took care of business 6-5. So even if you got down on that one late, if you woke up late and it was already at 10, you should have had no fear. Put that number down, and it still went up and over the total. By the way, that's the great thing about playing even numbers as far as totals go, because you always get that one chance where one of the totals that gets there makes you an instant winner. In other words, if it's 10 and the score is 5-5, guess what? You win. Same thing with 4 to 4, and 8, 3 to 3, 6. I think you see where I'm headed with that. So basically, it gives you the option of the hard ways as one of your choices, and that gives you an automatic win. So how about that? And then we finished off with a pick from my much better half, as she sniffed out that value on the Houston Astros, and the Astros took care of business there against the Yankees. So we go 2-1 on the Deep-3. Excuse me, guys. And on the premium side, we go 3-1 as we had the Seattle Mariners team total over 4.5. They took care of business there. We also had the Cleveland-Detroit under 3.5 in the first 5. And in spite of our scare that we got as Trevor Bauer gives up a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first, that was all she wrote for a while, as that game stayed under the total and ended up just being 2 through the first 5 innings. So that was good. And then we had a couple picks in the NBA. Detroit absolutely took care of business in a must-win situation for them. They went out there and they did win. And we had San Antonio to cover 13.5 against Dallas. And even though they were up by as many as 17, and they were up 15 with just a minute left, they ultimately fell apart. Could not quite finish out down the home stretch to cover that 13.5 as they win by 11. So we go 3-1 on the premium side, 2-1 on the Deep-3 for a grand total of 5-2 overall. You know what? I'll take it every single day. Let's take a look at 3 picks again today. How about that? As we start off with the LA Dodgers visiting the St. Louis Cardinals. Walker Buehler goes. I always want to say Ferris Bueller, I swear to God. And that will happen at least one time this season, I promise. As Walker Buehler squares off against Michael Wacha for the Cardinals. You know what? The Dodgers are going to try to salvage the last game of this series against the Cards. Been playing pretty well up until the time they got to the Gateway City. Buehler, he's been pretty meh this season, giving up 8 hits, 3 walks in just 8 innings in his 2 starts. More troubling, doesn't seem to be striking many people out as he struck out just 4 batters over that stretch of 8 innings. Meanwhile, Michael Wacha been pitching pretty well. He's given up just 7 hits in 11 2/3 while striking out 14. That's the good news. Bad news is he has struggled with his control as he has walked 12 batters in the 11 2/3 innings that he's pitched. You know what? This line reflects the fact that people believe the Dodgers are due for a win because they've lost those games against the Cardinals. Guess what? If you haven't learned anything from me by now, you'll learn it right now. That's not a thing. No such thing as a team being due. Okay, every game, especially in baseball, it's a brand new game. It's all about the pitchers. Of course, it becomes about injuries and home field and all that. But there's no reason to think that a game is due for one team or the other without factoring in anything else. That's just like saying, well, we haven't rolled 12 in a while in a craps game, so 12 is due. That's absolute bullshit, especially if you've ever studied any kind of random probability or statistics. So we're going to back St. Louis right here. I think that's pretty good value. I've got this capped out to about plus 108. That means we're getting about 15% extra value, and that is going to be a yes, please, for me on that play. Grab the Cardinals plus 127. And taking a look in the National League East as the New York Mets travel down to hot Atlanta to take on the Braves. Braves are a minus 120 favorite. Steven Matz goes for the Mets against Kevin Gausman for Atlanta. But the good news for the Mets is they've scored 32 runs in their last 4 games. That's very good. The bad news is they're only 2-2 in those games. That's not good. Steven Matz has been okay in his 2 starts, but Kevin Gausman, we played him. We faded him last week, and he absolutely jumped up and bit us. He was lights out in his 1 start. If Gausman can do that again, if that's really the pitcher they've got right now, and he swears he's healthy, he's throwing the ball better than he has in a year, I think the Braves will be able to stay close early and put this one away late against a tired Mets pen and a very bad Mets pen. Give me Atlanta minus the 120. They're at home. And last but not least, you had to know it. We're doing it again. I'm not going to quit a winner, guys. Seattle takes on Kansas City. We're going to look at the over 10. I would jump on it quick. It's already 10 minus 120. There's a good chance by the time you get on, it might even be 10.5. So jump if you can. Mike Leake goes against Jorge Lopez for the Kansas City Royals. Yes, we're playing it again. The wind is going to be an even bigger factor today as it's blowing even stronger, and it's turned around just a little bit. And instead of blowing out to left, it's now going to be blowing out dead to right field. It's going to have sustained winds of 21 miles an hour with wind gusts up to 35, 38. That's a ton. And like I said, blowing out to left, that puts what few power hitters the Royals have actually into play. Is Alex Gordon will start, Duda will get the start, and Ed O'Hearn most likely will get the start at first as Duda DHs, or it could be the other way around. Those are the guys that actually have some pop, and I like the Royals' chances to maybe even get 1 or 2 out of the field, out of the park with that big win. Mariners, you know their deal. They score a ton. They hit a ton of home runs. In fact, they've hit a home run in every game so far this season, tying a major league record. My money says they break that record here today against those Kansas City Royals. Give me the over 10 in that contest. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to miss this series. They've been wrong on the lines. The total's been very, very good to us. They have underbet Seattle every game in this contest. I don't get it. I don't know why anybody is backing the Royals at this point, but yeah, we're going to take. Now, I told you yesterday I wasn't convinced that Kakura was the real deal yet, and he did struggle against the Royals. Whit, by the way, we haven't talked about that. Whit Merrifield broke the Royals record for hitting streaks as he hit in his 31st consecutive game last night, laying down a beautiful bunt with the Royals down 1 run there in the 8th. A man on third base, 2 outs. Just a picture-perfect bunt right down the third base line that scored the run and gave Whit the extension of his hitting streak. So congratulations to Whit. And for those of you guys that are in Kansas City, if you know George Brett, you know anything about George Brett, you know he's a good baseball player, pretty atrocious human being. Whit Merrifield, by all accounts, is a great guy. So I'm happy to see Whit take that record from number 5 there. So, anywho, I like the over there quite a bit, and hopefully Witt will get it done again. You know what? We'll do the thing. We'll get yourself down on the Kansas City Royals, Seattle Mariners over 10, the Atlanta Braves -120, and St. Louis picking up a little value there at +127. At the end of those contests, you guys can join me as we all head back to the window. All right, let's take a look at the Masters here real quick before we go into shout-outs. If you guys have been with me when I do futures, usually break it down into 3 or 4 categories. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to give you a couple from each category. I know this is going to be a long video, so I'm not going to tell you individually why I like each one of these guys. I did a little capping. I did a little reading. I've mentioned before I'm not a massive golf guy. I do like to bet the Masters. I do read a little bit about who's hot and who's not. So take that with a grain of salt. But if you want to take a sprinkle on a couple of these guys to win, I wouldn't blame you. So first of all, we're going to start off with the favorites. Those are guys that are like 12 to 1 or less. I like Dustin Johnson, and I like Justin Rose. I like those 2 guys. Pretty good. I think it's still pretty good value on those guys. In the mid-range, I like Jordan Spieth. I know he hasn't been playing great this year, but he's got a game that's very well suited for Augusta. And, something happens when you turn that corner onto Magnolia Lane. And I like Jordan Spieth, especially at the price. We're getting 18 to 1 on him. And, of course, there's been a lot of discussion about Rickie Fowler and whether he can get it done or not. He's due. He's now has assumed the mantle of best player never to have won a major. You get a nice price on the orange one there at 18 to 1 on Rickie Fowler as well. So I like both of those cats. Now, if you want to take a little bit of a long shot, I like Paul Casey at 25 to 1, and I also like Jason Day at 30 to 1. And if you want to take a couple wing and a prayers, guys that are serious long shots, how about a couple guys, a little blast from the past, a couple guys that have been doing this a while, and maybe it's a veterans year this year, as Sergio Garcia is 50 to 1, and Ian Poulter is 80 to 1. So there's you go. There's a little quick Masters cap for you. So let's see what happens there. Let me know what else you've cooked up on the Masters. All right. So let's take a look at shout-outs here, shall we? By the way, before we get to shout-outs, if you haven't done our premium picks yet, we got our picks right up there, and we should have our record popping up anytime. It shows you what we've done this week. We've had a pretty good week. We're 7-2 so far on the premium picks. If you haven't picked up on the premium picks yet, it is never too late. Just follow that link underneath there and get yourself over and sign up. We're heating up. The weather's getting warm, and so are we. We've dumped college basketball, and I've been doing pretty well with the NBA so far, and in baseball. So check out the premium picks, won't you? All right. So let's start off here with Mikey B. Mikey B had St. Louis in the NHL. He had the LA Clippers game over 220, and he had the Kings over 229. Nicely done, Mikey B. The Legion to picks, he had the Sharks and the Pirates. Sounds like a real stormy trip there. Very good job, Legion of picks. Little Taco's just getting started betting on baseball. Looks like he's doing all right. He had the Mariners money line. He also had the Rays, had the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he had the Philadelphia 76ers. Well done, Little Taco. Eric T had the Stros money line. Nicely done. The Time Traveler Steve, he made a small wager on the under 9.5 in the Mariners-Royals game just to make things interesting. He said Phil Meyer might surprise you today and go at least 7 innings. That would have been a surprise. Although, you know what, Steve, in all fairness, Phil Meyer wasn't awful. He wasn't as bad as I thought he would be. Still struggled with location, his economy of pitches. Royals never met an inning they couldn't throw 15 or 16 pitches. But overall, Phil Meyer, might have earned a spot in the rotation. At least earned another start. It wasn't dreadful at all. And he also had the Astros over 3.5. Nicely done there, Time Traveler. Hammer and Hank, man, he's back on those Cubs. He hit the Cubs. He had the Cleveland under 7, and he had Oklahoma City. He had the Reds under 9. He liked that Reds game a lot. He had the Reds game under 9, and he had under 4.5 for the first 5. Yes, and yes, as that one ended up 2 to 1 in favor of the Reds once again. Borno had the A's, the Rays, He had the Kansas City, the Mariners game over 9.5. He had the Mariners to win on the money line. He had the Astro on the money line as well, and he had the Jazz over 225. C-Dub, he had the Young Boys and Luzerne. He had the Young Boys to win. Nice job, Young Boys. And allow me to say, what a creepy-ass name for a soccer team that is right there. It's the Young Boys. Great. He also had Hull and Wigan over 2.5, and Aston Villa to win. Nice job, C-Dub, on those. Miguel, we have a rarity here with Miguel. He is an honest gambler when it comes to baseball. He says, Scott, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I love to gamble. Welcome to YouTube, baby. He gambled a little bit today on baseball. Did all right. He hit the Astros, the Angels, and the Royals over 9.5, and he hit the Oklahoma City Thunder. Na, 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 na. All right, Todd M. said, Scott, those Yankees and the mistakes. I was wrong yesterday, though, and I own it. Very good, Todd. That's we'd like to see it manning up here. He said, I'm with you on Seattle again. He's been winning money with them. Absolutely, man. They have been just underbet, just criminally underbet. I don't get it. I'm in the habit of thinking, well, Vegas knows something I don't. When it comes to Seattle, no, we're on them. I'm with you, Todd. He had I said all over the 9 and rolling with Seattle again today at the money line minus 118. That's a steal. That's a steal, brother. Says Vegas is giving great value and not respecting the Mariners. I 100% agree, Todd. The Divine Greek says, don't worry. Said, I got your back if Time Traveler Steve comes to get you because we're tailing the over again in the KC game. He says, maybe you and I could take him 2-on-1. Oh, all right, Greek. We're going to turn this into an international incident here. Also, he's tailing us on the other two today, and he added the Rays money line and the Mariners money line. Nice job, Divine Greek. Sounds like a winning day, my friend. Cody L. says Stripling still sucks on the road. And I'm going to piggyback on all you guys so I get a handle on what the fuck is going on. So Cody went 2-1 with us today there. Cody, by the way, is also a premium player, so we got 3-1 on that side. So Cody, hopefully 5-2 helps you get back on the right track there, brother. And Steven Sutherland, he said he has the Rays on the money line. Hey, don't look now. The Rays playing damn good baseball once again. Are they going to have anything ultimately for the Yankees or the Red Sox? I don't know. But if you want to take a little midseason future on the Rays and Seattle, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I think, Seattle's in a damn tough division. We'll find out what happens when they start playing, Oakland and the Stros and all that stuff. But for now, they're looking mighty, mighty fine. All right, guys. Good luck to everybody. Thanks for watching. I rarely do this, but I apologize for the length. We had a lot of information to get out there. A lot of winners today, so that always makes it longer as well. Thanks for watching. Good luck, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.